Hey, Bogey, Mr. Bogart, you want your canned food, don't ya? Hey, Nugget, is that right? What do you want? What do you want? Something good, huh? Hey, Big Daddy, you're trying to take me to the front where I feed you. Come here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Hey, Mama. Hey, Mama, you need brushed. Yeah, you don't like it though, do you? You don't like getting brushed because you were wild. Hi, Spanky. Hey, Spanky, what you doing, Spanx? Spanx. Mama. Oh my goodness, do we have to all be kind of sassy? Hi, Big Daddy. Hi, Big Daddy. JJ. JJ. Where's my JJ? There, my beauty boy. There's my beauty boy. JJ. You my pretty boy? Hey, Spanky. Hey, Spanky. Okay, who are we missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're missing Tut, the wild man. We're missing the wild man who beats up everybody, huh? Yeah. My peonies, they get so many, they just hang down to the ground. There's still some pretty ones on there. We just planted another peach tree. The last one died. There's some more sunflowers coming up. I need to water them good. They're behind the other ones. Pull up all the dead foliage from the bulbs. There's the apple tree Tracy trimmed this. Oh, I guess it was still winter time when he did it. I don't know. Isn't that a cool tree? It's getting old though and starting to lose its bark. I don't want it to die. There's a grapevine I planted and the goats kept setting it back, eating it. I sprayed it with deer repellent and it seems to work. Put all new wood chips this year. I've got 50 bags I think down, or almost 50, and I've got 10 more to do. Here's my flowers. You guys, there's so many baby trees and baby roses Sharons coming up, and I just don't have the energy to crawl around here on my hands and knees to pull everything up anymore. And in between all the rocks on the patio, there's trees and plants coming up that I need to pull up. I can't remember the name of these, but they've done really well. So have my rose bushes. They've done really well this year. There's where the pine tree was. I think that's why everything's doing better, because the pine tree's gone. But I made the mistake of bringing some mint home that you could put in your lemonade and stuff, you know, grow your own mint. Well, I thought I could contain it back there in the planter, and then they started going to seed, and now I see them coming up all over in the rocks, and I've been trying to kill it, and I haven't been able to. Wasn't the smartest thing I've ever done. And these are hibiscus coming up. But I'm going to have to thin this purple flower stuff out because it's taken over my hibiscus place. And see all these little things that I've got to weed? I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not absolutely positive what it is. I thought it was these going to seed, but I don't know. Because it's getting all in my grass and everything. So I don't know what it is. And these are Josie lilacs. They're actually a pinkish color instead of purple. Here's another cool apple tree. We liked having trees that the kids could climb easy, so when we go pick out a little tree, we'd pick out one that looked like it would be one that they could climb on. And this rooster here the other day when the wind was blowing, he broke off right down by his ankles and his feet were still bolted to the rock. But Tracy got some pipe and put it up in there and welded it and fixed him back up, so he probably won't be able to do that again. They don't make them sturdy when you get them. Here's my sweet Williams. Or dianthus. Can't remember what these are called. They're yellow or yellow with red. And I've got a lot of these and I can't remember what they're called. I've been pulling them up and then I decided, oh, that's one of those flowers from the seed pack I had. Tracy's over here. He's got the horses out and he's talking on the phone to probably one of his daughters. Yeah, we haven't got to start our riding yet, and I'm determined I'm going to do it this year. There's the donkeys over there. Donkey! Donkey! What you doing, donkey? Mama! Honky donk! Ramsey! I was just out, sorry about that. I was just out there with them. They weren't very happy that I came back in. Mama looks terrible. Her hair doesn't shed anymore and her clippers are broke. And then she rubs the hair off of her hind end, itching her bum. So she looks pretty bad. And she gets bangs where Ramsey doesn't. So she looks pretty bad right now. So we either have to fork out a bunch of money to get some new good clippers or figure out what the problem is with the ones we have. But they were away from home for 4 months. And when they came back, they were very happy. Huh, babies? That sun's in the wrong place. That sun's in the wrong place. Yeah, to my babies. See, Mama? Her looks so beautiful. Her's all hairy. Yes, her's all hairy. Hi, babies. You're my babies. You're my babies. Uh-huh. My daughter started calling her Honky Donk instead of Mama Donk. Yep, everybody in the neighborhood loved them and loved hearing them bray. They can get pretty loud. They didn't sound near as loud at my daughter's as they do at this house, so I don't know why. And I just took a chicken that was sitting on some eggs for probably 30 days, and I said, okay, Mama, they're not going to hatch. Picked her up, set her on the ground. She just sat there, you know, and being broody and was letting me pet her, and she was clucking, thinking she's clucking at babies. And I said, you got to wake up out of this trance, girl, because those eggs are rotten. You're not going to have no baby. She was only sitting on 2 and then 1 fake one I have in the nesting boxes. There's my pretty yellow roses, my most favorite. Yes. We trimmed this pine tree way up, so this planter's doing pretty good. There's some lavender over there. And some, what are they? I think they're dahlias. I'm not sure. No, they're not dahlias. What are they called? They're just the regular kind of bulbs coming up. I can't remember anything anymore. After this winter, I'm pretty pitiful. And there's more peonies that they get so heavy, the blossoms get so big they tip over. And then they don't last long, but they sure are pretty. Look, they're back there hanging. Isn't that pretty? I have a arbor thing or to tie them up to, and I've got them tied to it, but then they still, where the flower comes up, they just get so long and tall and then they tip over. Just planted those last fall. There's the very little bit of stuff we have planted in our garden this year. Very little. The trees are starting to take over all the sun, so it's shaded way too much for a garden. I don't know what we'll do. There's some fruit trees. Cherry, nectarine, prune, pear, black walnut. Here's Bev's sunflowers that are planted for her. Here's the poppies. They're at the tail end of their blooming cycle. There's some more sunflowers. Here's my snapdragons. Actually planted a tomato in a pot this year. Aren't those pretty? Some more peonies. Little violas. I think they're the cutest. They remind me of my mama. There's some zinnias. I don't know why they came up in that pot and only a couple in this one. But I'll transplant some into that one. Maybe it was just pieces of seeds at the bottom of the envelope that I was planting by the time I got to that one. And over here I've got the clematis. We finally got that stump out. It's going to cost us $400 to get that stump ground out. We have another one in the back Tracy's going to try to do, but it's a lot bigger and more difficult to do than that one is, and he's going to try to do it by hand. I'm hoping this tree will spread out and get prettier now that that other one's gone. This is a bridal wreath bush. And this is a fire bush or a flaming bush. Anyway, in the fall it gets real red. That's really grown the past year. And then there'll be some moss roses coming up in these pots, just like what I plant. Well, I don't have to plant anymore, but what are in my old-time sinks over there. And then there's some more in here, and there's some more baby trees growing in there. They're everywhere. I think it's because we had so much rain this year, it's even worse. And there's my girls again. Oh, one of them, where's the other one? Up in the tree. Because when I'm in the yard, she has to spy on me up in the tree. Yeah, huh? You have to watch everywhere I go, don't ya? My little stink potters. And that's another hibiscus. It gets as big as the blossoms get as big as dinner plates. It's called a dinner plate hibiscus. And that all over the fence is a trumpet vine. And they like to come up in your yard too, so I kind of wish I'd never planted those. Anyway, just thought I'd show you a little bit of the yard. I haven't been videoing my yard lately, or my critters, but the critters are going to be in the stars of the show more often real soon. Let's see what the sunset looks like tonight. We get pretty sunsets. Let's see. I'll zoom in a little bit, and I won't say anything because when I zoom in, my voice gets muffled for some reason. Oh, I've had prettier, but that's a nice one. All right. Thanks for walking with me and talking. Y'all come back now, you hear? Rowdy out.